when we start out our videos smiling and our best ambitious selves with gratitude insight. But, we were having a conversation like we normally do.
Yep.
Long conversations about life in general. And we were talking about being ambitious and how that can really make people uncomfortable.
Different levels, and that's true. Like, I know friends. So the question we're sort of discussing around today is, how do I celebrate being ambitious? And I think there are certain things that maybe it comes easier for different people. Like if you're ambitious in your health and you're like, I want to become a world champion at something, and I'm ambitious towards that, and people cheer you on and get behind you and sponsor you and do all kinds of things, that's great. But if you're ambitious towards having a bigger home or having more money or getting a nicer car or something that is a materialistic thing, it can change. And it, depending on the person, depending on the situation. So your level of ambitiousness. And so the first thing we have there is dream big and have goals. And you get to pick what goals are right for you. And I think that the first and number one hardest thing is you decide. You're the CEO. You're the captain. You decide what your level of ambition is. And different people have different things. I have a girlfriend who is a manager in a retail shop, and she's like she's been offered next level positions. And she's like, nope, I don't want that. I don't want traveling. I like my family. I like my team. What I have right now is beautiful and perfect for me. And I'm like, that's perfect. So she knew what her goal and her dream was, and she got there. And she's like, I am ambitious in other areas. And she still does self-growth and improvement and different things in different spaces. But for another person, they might be like, I want to do that. And then.
Yeah.
And so looking at that dream big and having goals, they are uniquely yours. And I think the first thing Elizabeth and I would ever say to you about those is figure out what your dreams and goals are, and then don't apologize for them.
Yeah. And, I here's one I struggle with personally, the ambitious versus gratitude, ambition, gratitude, and like, where do they meet? Are they always there together? To me, the answer is yes. But sometimes I'm like, I really, you can stop yourself from wanting if you like too heavily in gratitude. It's kind of confusing.
Well, and the second point there, the keep going, I think that's key. And we're people, and people, what do we like to do? We like to connect. We like to engage. We like to get people's opinions and attitudes and ideas. And in looking at ambition, I think there's different ways people will respond or relate to you. And of course, we're going to love the number one position, people that are the cheerleaders, people that are the champions for us, people that want to see you succeed. And they can be surprising. I've been surprised in my life sometimes. I think it'll be this bucket of people, and it's not. It's this bucket of people who are really, truly, honestly, like no selfishness, no holds barred, cheering me on. And figuring out who those people are is amazing. In that bucket of keep going, though, and we talked about this a lot, Elizabeth and I, is it despite outside forces and outside people and outside environment, you have got to look internally and really you have to come to terms with yourself, loving and embracing those big goals and dreams. And one of the phrases that I've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, and I say it all the time, is that if you find somebody in your life who isn't celebrating you, who isn't cheering you on, who isn't doing it in a way that feels really good to you, it isn't a comment reflective of your goal or your ambition or your plan. What it is a comment reflective of their inability to support you in the way that you want.
Yeah. Or sometimes they, it's a little bit ties back to rejection too, because sometimes you can have all these goals and so forth, and somebody might give you a solid no. And the trick there is to really understand that you're valued and in this too. And so, there's certain different ways to go about ambition, and maybe this is a different video. I'm not real sure, but sometimes you come across somebody who's so ambitious, you feel valued. They don't bring you in the value with their ambition, and there's just all sorts of different dynamics that go with ambition.
That's right. That's right. And I think that's the last 2 points we have there, the courage and the attitude. Because I know, and so do you, Elizabeth, and probably so do our listeners, people who are ambitious, who have absolute hearts of gold and would just give you their shirt off their back. And even though they're succeeding and thriving and doing amazing over here, their attitude is one of, to your point, Elizabeth, their attitude is one of gratitude, of love, of how can I lift and help others along with that. And so I think you really can be ambitious and be courageous and dream big and keep going. But your attitude around it is not to steamroll others, is not to,
the trample factors
is to succeed. Yeah. But not at the cost of anybody else. And I think that maybe that's the difference when we talk about ambition.
Yeah, I love some of our thought, I love all of our thought leaders actually on our website, because, you can hang around them, and we've delicately chosen them because they are people who will lift you up and value you and take you along. And I love it sometimes when the flight path is established and clear, and people are so comfortable with themselves that they bring you with them in the ambition. And so, sometimes there's nothing better than hanging around like good old, Dr. Ivan Meisner. I love him. Yes. And there's just certain people that just lift you, like you're saying. And I'm just trying to illustrate that point with that.
And I think like my final thoughts on this, and I know we could talk forever, but is that back to the question, how do I celebrate being ambitious? Don't hide from it. Do celebrate it. I am working towards, my goal is, and the more you can say it out loud, not just write it in your little journal, but share it with your friends, with your family, with your community. Say it out loud. Let it be known at work. Listen, I want this promotion. The more you can acknowledge and own it and celebrate it, I think the better. And then the choices you have around how you're going to celebrate or how you're going to continue to achieve it, that is the personalization of it. So you can be ambitious. Please do be ambitious to the level that you want. And you, again, you're the captain. You're the captain of your ship. And all your little first mates are going to be there scrubbing your deck, having a great time. But you get to decide. And in your feeling ambitious and celebrating it, get your pom-poms on, because we're here with you with those pom-poms on. We'd love to hear if you have thoughts on this. First of all, thoughts about ambition. And is it a struggle for you? Do you feel like I'm ambitious, but I'm sometimes perceived as greedy or some other negative? Yeah, right. There's words that come into my mind when I think about somebody being really ambitious and steamrolling or being a tagger or different things that don't necessarily need to partner up, but for some reason they have. So we'd love to hear from you about that. And then we'd also love to hear your thoughts. If you've got something that you are currently in the middle of celebrating with your own ambition, or you have an ambitious goal or dream, and you're like, I need to share this with more people, reach out to us, because we want to hear about it. We want to celebrate you. We would love that. You can reach us on any of our social media anytime, and you can always write to us at bestoveryou.com. So be ambitious, write to us, tell us.
Ambition, kindness, and gratitude.
I'm trying to do a mic drop, so that's the end of the video.
Oh yeah, glitter. Let's do some glitter too. Ambitious glitter.
Bye. Yes, I love it. Throwing that glitter up in the air, having a great day. Bye for now.